Hola clase, me llamo Nancy. Aquí es mi journal. I found my journal on BBC News Mundo, a Spanish news source. It's written by Kristen Arneson. And based off the title, you can read that it translates to social media and why we are obsessed with the lives of others and how the pandemic has only increased that wish or desire. Immediately in the title, I notice a word is conjugated in the preterite um, because it's referring to the pandemic. Although the pandemic has not ended, um, it is it was more relevant in the past and much more dangerous in the past. So it's why you won't see too many tenses about the future. There's plenty of preterite tenses, present perfect tenses, and present progressive tenses because there's no definite ending to this event. It's ongoing and it's happening right now. So let's begin. Um, Immediately, I see transition phrases, dado que y también. Um, I see a preterite, se redujeron, y han sido. Han sido is a present perfect, is in present perfect tense, which is used to describe past events that bear some relationship to the present, aka COVID. And this phrase translates to they've never been more attracted. They've never been. Been is past. Sido. Sido is the irregular form of ser. Um, so an on's third person plural. They had never been. Sido is a past participle. And the difference between a past participle and a present progressive is the endings. The ER endings of present progressive is yendo. AR endings for present progressive is ando. I can sometimes get those confused with the past participles, but this semester's really helped me differentiate the two. So here we have estamos consumiendo. This is present progressive. It translates to we are consuming, which makes sense as to why the rest of the paragraph includes present form of the verb, capture on, leyendo, rompen, viajan. It's ongoing and in the present right now. Continuing on, in this paragraph, I immediately see the keyword pasado, unio pasado. So it makes sense to also see estuvieron, the preterite tense of the star, because of the key word pasado. See another transition word, mientras. And in this paragraph is descubrir. It's the irregular form of descubrir, and it's in the preterite because it's talking about the pandemic right here, which is sort of a past event. Yeah. Um, um, Also, more transition words, sin embargo, aunque, meaning although. Um, and then aquí we have estos demonstrativo. Este is the singular form of this, and it translates to this. Then in this case, estos, which is plurals, it would translate to these. In moments like these, that's what it's saying. Here we have another transition word. A shared understanding is what the bold text translates to. And so in this paragraph, it is very much in the preterite. So we see tuvimos, the preterite of tener. And we see these keywords of antes. Antes translates to before. So it's realistic to see tuviéramos or tuvimos, because in this paragraph it's referring to the picture here where our only source of social media back then was magazines or newspapers that were not available to us 24/7 like our phones are. So you see this transition of the preterite to now present with the keyword hoy. Hoy means today. And so it makes sense to see tenemos in the present form. And it now is transitioning from the past to today, talking about social media of today and during the pandemic. Additionally, I see se han multiplicado, a present perfect form of multiplicar y an. So an is the third person plural. And multiplicado is a past participle because you see the ado. It would be a present progressive if it was ando, but not in this case because it's a past tense. And then continuing on, I see, sin embargo, another transition phrase, este, a demonstrativo, and este is the singular form that translates to this wish. And so also I noticed in this paragraph here, the use of participar. Participar is in the infinitive form, and sometimes the infinitive can represent sort of the same meaning as the present progressive, because this sort of would translate to look at others participating actively, but it's in the infinitive, which is correct. Other sin embargo. We have another present progressive, están siendo. Here, darle with the indirect object. Le could be before the verb or can be combined, like in this case. Also, within the following paragraph, I see an imperfect tense of funcionar. The imperfect tense refers to event in the past or a habitual ongoing event that happened in the past that's still going on, can like represent traditions in childhood. Continuing, I see entonces, transition word, aquellas, demonstrativo. Aquello typically translates to those. And then I see están teniendo, present progressive. Desde translates to from. Extend, so it makes sense that you see extender in the preterite because of desde is referred to something that happened before. In addition, I see yase, yasea. Sea is the subjunctive of ser, and so se trata is also in the subjunctive. Tratar has an air ending, but because of the subjunctive, it is an opposite ending with e. Here we have in the past fueron eliminadas. Fueron represents the verbs ir and ser, but in this case it is used as the ser verb. They were eliminated. Mm, uh, También, and a different tense here is conoceríamos. It's kind of more easy, at least for me, to point out future words because you see the infinitive here, and the future conjugation is typically an add-on to the infinitive form. And as well as the future, there are few comparisons in this journal as well. We have an equal comparison here with tanto. Tanto, in the sense, it translates. Well, tanto is like as many as much as. So they are just as conscious as inconscious. So it's equal. They're in consciousness is being compared equally in this case. While up here in this paragraph, tan and comó, this is an unequal comparison. It's not as satisfactory as, so tan and comó satisfactory. Satisfactory is an adjective, so it makes sense here that we see the word tan instead of de or que. Those are typically used with nouns, or at least, and de is typically used with numbers. Continuing on. Esa se demostrativo, and esa translates typically to that. So this is the plural form of that, which could be those or these. And also near the end, we see a les gustan, indirect object. Les refers to whom. That's what les represents in the sentence, and in this case, les it's les and say can be used interchangeably, but there is no direct object here, such as lo or la, and the double L, les lo or lo les, cannot be put together. So in that case, if there is a double L, then the les would change to say. Fun fact. But yeah, as you see in this article, it's plenty of present progressive and preterite, because the pandemic is unfortunately still going on. There's no definite ending. I hope it ends soon. Adios, gracias.